All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rodeo Talk. I'm here with the one and only Mikkel Winslow. How are you doing, my brother? We are back with another banger today. How are you, man?
Let's go. Yeah. So happy to be here. I'm always excited, brother. This is a special day. I love this Sunday. It's
Yeah,
uh it's perfect. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Um, you know, Life is good. There's still ups and downs in business and personal life, but that's how it is. We just I'm just grateful to be here and work through it. Not to say that it's bad, but
no,
there's ups and
exactly.
downs. So I'm feeling good. I'm super excited for this episode. We have not planned like a lot, but we have a very controversial topic that we want
Mm-hmm.
to go over today. So it's going to be interesting. How are you feeling, brother?
100%. Very, very good, man. Today, actually, I'm not feeling as good as many other days, probably. I'll be
How
honest,
come?
I'm a little bit hungover. I was actually enjoying um, a night last night where we were celebrating someone here locally where I'm at in New Zealand. And it was a great experience, man. I don't do that a lot, but when I do it, you got to do it right. So that was a great
Yeah,
experience. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. It's been a really, really good week overall. But yeah, it's currently 9 p.m. Sunday, so this is like the perfect rounding of my week. And there's a reason why Sundays has become one of my favorite days now is because we can have these conversations and share with you guys some insights and what's going on in our lives during the week. What
yes,
can we pull up from the news? What can we reflect on? How can we talk about things that can have an effect on your life? Because that's what we're all about here, right? Is making sure you listen, you get information, but it only becomes valuable when it becomes actionable. So that's a key thing for us. And I
definitely.
think, as you said, we want to cover some key topics when we're just speaking. When we bring guests on, it's more of a longer episode usually because we really want to get into the guests and understand their background and how they go into what they're doing and their key takeaways to their rodeo and how you can apply it to
Yes,
yours. But
sir.
yeah, I'm feeling great, man. Can't wait to get into this topic we have planned today, a bit of a controversial
Yeah.
one.
It is. It is. And I think it's a very natural one because now we have the rodeo, basically the journey of our lives. And I think to reveal what we're going to talk about is the magical word balance.
Balance.
And it's controversial. Some people mean that there's no balance at all, and some people are more like holistic. Oh, you need to have this, you need to have balance. Everything is need to be like pretty normal. So it's interesting. We all different. So of course we all have a different perspective on balance and what it means and how it's going to help us, yeah, live or dream life. So yeah, Max, I'm very curious. What is your definition of balance?
Yeah, it's a deep topic. I can tell you, last night my balance was a bit different compared to most other weekends, I think. But um, you know, obviously, being fully serious, I think balance is something that we share a little bit different opinions on, maybe, but also very similar, of course. But it's something that I think for me is always evolving. Uh, Depending on where I'm at in life, the season of the year, maybe you could say, and what's going on around me. As much as we're very stoic, as we talked about in our last episode about stoicism and our take on that, and also against epicureanism, which was quite an
Hmm.
interesting conversation. Although we're quite stoic, right? There are still sometimes external factors that need to be considered when we look at balance in our lives. And I know you can speak on this a lot. So can I from many episodes previously of my
Yes.
life. But I think the important thing when it comes to balance is that I don't really think about if I have balance because I feel like I'm living in that much accordance to who I want to become and my rodeo and where it's at right now. So I don't really actively sit and think of, okay, I need to do more of this or more of this, or I'm feeling imbalanced. I think because I'm taking action every day towards the outline of where I want to be in 5, 10 years, it becomes a lot easier just to go through life without worrying about balance too much. And then opportunities like last night comes up, and I've met some great people that have similar values and similar interests, and we're celebrating someone, and that's just a part of going about things, right? Everything for me isn't always about opportunity and business. I think it's very important that you also do stuff that
Life is
just
so much more than
supports.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not
But
coming at it from an angle where we are looking at it rationally like that, I would say.
yeah,
But what's your take,
definitely.
man?
I th- well, my take, I think it really depends on where you are because there's not just one thing or another. Like there's 1,000 ways to roam, a million ways to roam. So it all depends on who you are as a person. But I will say, if we take my definition on balance is probably a little bit extreme. I don't believe that much in balance. So let's just take an example to give you more a better understanding of where I am and how I see it. I've been running a business. In the beginning of my business journey, there was no fucking balance, to be honest. And I don't believe in balance if you want to be one of the greatest, because balance means that you're kind of overall, you're doing a little bit of that, you're also having a little bit of this, and a lot of other things. But if you truly want to be great and unstoppable in something, you need to go all in on that.
Well,
Especially if you want to start a business. That's where we've been, Max. So I think that's a very good example for us to talk about. In the beginning, when you want to start and really scale the business, we couldn't just work 4 hours a day. That was really, really popular at that time. You have this 4 hour work day, and then you can scale your business and do all that. In the beginning, you need to put in all the hours that exist into this project to get where you want to be. Because becoming great at something, like master something, takes a lot of time. And we often underestimate what it takes to actually get there. I have a rule of thumb that it takes at least 10 times more effort and time to master something. When I have that perspective, I'm never going to be disappointed because I expect, okay, if something takes usually takes 100 hours, I put in 1,000 hours. If it takes 500 hours to master it, well, that's good. That was twice as fast as I expected. So, but I feel like your balance, your perspective on balance change. When I'm going to have kids, which I will, I know, Max, you will also have probably 15
yeah,
kids, and
young restless.
yes, exactly, who can conquer the world with you. So that's pretty good. And I
We'll have
think,
an army.
yeah, once you have kids, someone that you can take, you need to take care of, your balance needs to not balance, but like focus needs to switch a little bit. Like
Yeah,
there's something that is so much more important than you. But right now, when you want to build something in your 20s, you only have
hundred
yourself
percent,
to take care of. Like
100%.
there is no balance to get to master something, and that is just my perspective. But I didn't really get your like real perspective.
Yeah.
So is there
Let me
balance or
answer
is
the
there not
question. Yeah,
balance?
yeah. It's being completely binary in the question. I don't believe in balance either in the way that you say, especially in what we're doing. Um, you know, going back, for example, to when I started my first business and wanted to do. First, I was into clothing, just like you were. That was a phase I think we all went
Yes.
through when we were like in our mid late teenage years, I think. But apart from that, when it got serious and I started my first agency, I didn't think much of balance. I'll be honest. I was working a 9 to 5, and I was leaving to go to work at 8 a.m. So I'd get up at 5 a.m. And then I'd work from 5:30 to 7:30. Then I get ready. Then I leave at 8, and then I had 2 hours, and I got back at 5,
Yeah.
work out, eat around 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., 2 more hours. And so that's 4 hours on top of my usual work week of a 9 to 5, right? And then the weekends, again, I was living and breathing my business. And people around
Yeah.
me definitely didn't think I had balance, right? Because every time I had a chance, I was on LinkedIn in my phone or anything like that, right? And that's not my definition of balance. So no, I don't believe that if you want to conquer something and really go for it, I don't believe that you should pride balance as much as how you're feeling going through it and how much action you can take. So when I, for example, am enjoying myself or taking the time to go out and have a bit of fun and have that different part of life, it's also fueling my larger mission 100%. It's fueling my larger
Yes.
mission because I am recharging my I'm being social, I'm laughing, it's awesome, and it all contributes to this overall productivity growth aspect of the overall goal. So balance or no balance, brother, I think no balance for me.
Yeah.
It's
But
not a jiha, it's a na.
yeah, same for me. But I think it's so funny. People who say that, oh, it's everything is about balance. What I'm hearing is that you're not really committed to your goals and you're accepting if it doesn't go the way you want it to go. So you also have a plan B. That is what I'm hearing. Like, oh, everything is about balance. Let's say I have a friend. I'm not gonna just name drop him here, but you also know him, Max. He's a yeah, good friend of us. Oh,
Good
I
friend of
want
the
to get in
pod.
shape. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to get in shape, but I still want to eat a little bit of candy. I still want to eat what I want. I still don't want to go that much. Yeah, go to the gym that often. Okay, so you want a six pack, but you don't want to actually do it. You can't have it. I think I think great results. It takes it. You can't have balance if you want to
Mm,
have great results. You if you chase balance, it's kind of the same as chasing in the middle. You want to be like the middle class. That feels pretty balanced. You don't really need any like a lot of things. You don't have everything. You can't afford everything. You're just average. I
mm.
think balance is yeah like being average.
Very true, very
But I
true. I
feel
like your
like
perspective.
but it's not like you need to only focus on one thing. And I think that's why most people get it wrong. Balance? No, not balance, but being like extremely good at something and not choosing balance. It's not about just focusing on one thing. I think because you can be all in on several things. I'm all in on business, I'm all in on my health, and I'm all in to be there for my family. And later on, in 10 years from now, I'm all in to build my own family, have kids, all that. So I think balance is just like you do a little bit and then you just stop and then you just do something else. So you do like 10% of your actual potential. But if you just go all in, yes, I'm all in on all these things. And we can call it, I don't call it balance. I just say, okay, it's all in. I don't like the word balance because I don't believe, I don't believe in balance. And it's the same thing with people I've seen. I think the most common reason why people fail, especially in business, is because they chase the balance. Oh, I've made 10
Mm,
outreaches now. I think it's okay.
yeah,
I've
the
I've
reasonable
worked for
choice.
an hour. I think it's okay. Like there's no
Yeah.
fucking okay. Just take what you do right now, do it 10 times more than you expect
Hmm.
it to. So if you think, okay, it takes me 10 outreaches to get where I want to be, do 100 over and over again. If you think it's going to take um, 10 weeks to get in your best shape, like put in 100 weeks. You're going to get there sooner than later.
Yes, agreed.
S-
I
I
like
think,
that.
yeah, definitely. I don't believe in this balance thing.
I like the 10x approach, bro. I like the 10x approach because for me, one of my first mentors, I was going on about how many outreaches and blah, blah, blah. And he just kept it really short with me and said, all right, how many are you doing? All right. Well, now you're going to do 125 instead. Right. And he says, do 125 and I'll see you in Dubai because I was going to Dubai at that point. Um, and I saw him in Dubai after doing 125 outreaches for 2 months. And it was literally I like to call it unreasonable and reasonable action. So, in generic terms, for most people listening and most people in the world, you take reasonable action. you're going to get reasonable results, like 10 outreaches or 1 hour. Oh, that's all right. I need to have some more balance, and that's all good. Well, you're only going to get reasonable results out of reasonable action. And what we were when we went all in on the things that we believed in and wanted to achieve is that we started to take what most people would think is unreasonable action. Oh, waking up at 5, 2 hours, then work, then 2 more hours, and gym, and you're also running, and you're doing a half Ironman. Like, people would, my family definitely thought at times that I was unreasonable in some way, not in a bad
Yeah,
way, but
and in better
potentially in a good
language,
way.
bro, in better language, just they think we're crazy. That's what they think, and you are crazy in the beginning. Then you get a few results, and they start questioning. Okay, is this somehow true? When you're really good at it and you have seen massive results, they call you a genius and they ask you for help. So you're always crazy in the beginning.
Always,
And I think,
completely.
bro, where do you actually think this balance thing, like, it comes from?
It's an interesting question. Is balance a mechanism that's been purported out to the populace to not have people spark that fuel inside them? Is it something that we need to believe in to just be mediocre, and that's what governments or whatever you believe in wants us to be? There's many different perspectives of this, I believe, but I know that our ancestors, they didn't have any balance. You think the Vikings had balance, like there was no balance.
There's no balance.
Genghis
That's
Khan,
the,
the Roman Empire, Alexander the Great,
yeah,
all the biggest emperors in history. There's not been a thing called balance, like, at all. If you want to achieve and grow and actually become great at something, you got to throw that out the window, in my opinion. And you got to start looking at taking 10x action. You got to start looking at doing unreasonable stuff. And I always like the term all in. I
yeah,
always go all in. That's something I say all the time, is always all in. Because if you're
yeah,
not all in, why even do it in the first place, right? Why
exactly.
do it? I've always had the mentality of, if you're in the middle, you're getting fucked in some way, right? You're in the gray zone, and I like to call it middle brain. And I know that we discussed this a lot when we lived together.
Oh, yeah,
The last time we
every
lived
single
together,
day.
yes, and I would always say A or B. Do you want A or do you want B? And you have 5 seconds to think about it, bro. Because
Yeah,
obviously, sometimes we need to think about a decision. That's fine, but there comes a point where being in the gray zone, and I call it middle brain, is just stopping you. It's you're trying to reason with having this balanced approach, and no, A or B. And if I fail with B, I actually learned something, and then I'll change from there. So,
yeah, and speed is everything.
mhm,
And it's not just about taking your biggest life changing decision. Okay, what do I want to do with my life? But on average, if you want to clean up your room or should you go for grocery shopping, I've even caught myself, what should I do? What is the best thing to do? And I sit and I stand there for a couple minutes analyzing. I could be down in that grocery store already by the time I was done thinking about it. So my life starts to change once I took fast and immediate actions and didn't really overthink it. And especially now when there's a lot of sickness in my family right now, where I have to be there and support them. That's why I'm here in Denmark. I'm not going anywhere until we win this fight. And of course, there's tasks with that. Okay, I need to do grocery shopping for a person that is sick. I need to clean up their room,
mhm,
do a lot
mhm.
of things, drive her to the hospital, all these things. It has really helped me to just say, just basically shut up, let's do it. Don't
Yeah.
talk. Just say, Mikkel, we need to do this, and I go there. Because if we just think about, oh, should we do that now? Should we do it? Shut up. We do it right now. I
It's
don't
so
care.
true. It's so
And
true. Paralysis by
can you,
analysis,
yeah,
I think, is the best way to explain it. You become paralyzed by overanalyzing different
yeah,
options or different methods of doing something. When in reality, when something takes me less than 2 minutes to do, I'll do it immediately. I write with my team on
exactly.
Slack, and they ask me to send a voice note to someone, and I do it immediately. Like, instantly, because it takes me 30 seconds to send that voice note, maybe a minute and a half to boot up LinkedIn, look at the conversation, send a voice note, and close the app and get back to what I was doing. Obviously, I also do deep work and I'm not distracted by messages popping in, but you get the point. Like, it's just straight action, action, action. I'm not sitting there thinking, all right, okay, he wants me to send a voice note. I'll put it in my calendar to check the message, to find the name, so that, how much energy have I just wasted there,
Yeah,
which is
just
just
do it immediately.
crazy. Yeah,
And
immediately.
that's a good rule you have there, bro. Especially because if it takes under 2 minutes or under 5 minutes, do it immediately.
Do
Because
it now.
of course,
Do it
if it's
now.
something that takes a week, probably don't do it immediately. Plan it a
No,
little bit. But if it's something that you can do quickly, like put, uh, like clean up your room. If you're effective, it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to do. Say, okay, it needs to be cleaned up. Boom, do it, and then
exactly.
it's done. Get to work. And when I did that approach that you just told me, that under 2 minutes, yeah, do it immediately.
Yeah,
I
and I
think
like
it
to
truly
call
helped
it.
me.
Yeah, it helps a lot. For me, I refer to it as the 2 minute productivity rule after Brian Tracy. So I watched the video on Brian Tracy, and if you don't know, get to know, because he is the king of supporting people in overcoming stuff like procrastination and overthinking. And I'm definitely someone that has been um, grappling with my procrastination tendencies when I got into the space for the first time and really discovered my true focus and my indistractability and these things. And he had 2 minute productivity rule basically says you got to be a type of person that just is do it now, do it now, do it now.
Yeah,
Every time I have that barrier, I just out of my head, I start saying do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. You got to become that person that can do it right now. And
yeah,
that's a big key for me to overcoming procrastination that I think people should definitely take with them, is that just you got to blow straight through it, because you start to think and you fuel your procrastination. Just got to take a break. I need a bit of balance. You start to validate it. No, every time I know exactly the voice, and every time it comes on, I break straight through it by just taking action. And speed
yeah.
is like the only thing that creates a true flywheel and a feedback loop that's strong, right? But speed and just taking action quickly has never, ever, 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 ever been a bad thing to do.
It is speed is everything, especially now that we are in the business space, helping coaches, creators, info products, mentors scale their business. Speed is everything, and I have a very good story about that. Literally, yeah, 2 days ago, it was Friday, the 14th of March. I had a very, very good coaching call with the community, with my mentor, and also a lot of my friends were there. So it was really good. It was an ads masterclass. We had someone on the team who is yeah, extremely good at ads. So yeah, shout out Gus. Very, very important. You're a genius when it comes to ads. And he basically had a master class. He's a student, and he's like, "Okay, I can help you. I've been doing ads for a long time. Let me show you exactly how to set it up: retargeting, split testing, um, ad metrics, tracking data, all these things that you probably don't know when you're starting out." And he did that. It took probably 2 hours. And immediately after that call, I was like, I need to set it up. So I found all my clients say, okay, we need to do retargeting. We need to do this, boom, boom, boom. And now actually we're running it because speed is everything. So when once you learn something, apply it immediately, because now it becomes like a habit. It becomes a part of you. If you just watch something or listen to something or someone tell you something and you don't take action on it, there's like, it doesn't count. It has no effect on your life. Like, knowledge is only good once it's applied. And I think it all
Always,
comes
yeah.
down to, yeah, I could say balance. Say, I'll plan it in my calendar and say I spend 5 minutes trying it out. That would not be balanced. I literally just spend 2 hours, and that's not even long time to figure out. Okay, how can I set this up?
And through those 2 hours, you have learned more about the process than someone would do in 2 years by doing it a little bit and a little bit and balance and balance and balance. You fully
Yeah, or
submerge yourself for two
watching
hours,
videos.
yeah, into the masterclass and really got into the space. And then bang, suddenly you know exactly how you can utilize it. Can you not? What are you going to do from here? There's an action plan.
Yeah,
The kind of toxic cycle here that I see is like people will be scrolling on Instagram or TikTok. We all do it. And then there's this save function where they can save the post or save the reel. And it just doesn't make sense in my mind. What are you saving it for? Like the way that I use reels, and I'll share a bit of a hack here, is that we both have an alchemy of self, myself and Mikkel, and we both have visions, boards, um, affirmations, and things like that. But I use my Instagram Reels and my save function to store as fuel. So my feed, my For You page, whatever you want to call it, is filled with like minded stuff like what right now I'm very much into like the wholesome father for you page with like kids that wrestling and like a
yeah,
great father and stuff like that. And when I see it, it brings a massive smile to my face. So what I do is I use the save function and I copy the link and I put it into my vision board. So when I'm looking at my vision board, I play a few videos, just remind myself with a video of who I want to become. Sometimes it's a cute father video with a kid that's doing something sweet, or sometimes it's the Lamborghini that has the new, I don't know, a new color or something. I don't know, like a
yeah,
chocolate Ferrari or something. But you get what I'm saying here. Whereas I see a lot of people in the toxic loop where they save a reel and then they go back to scrolling. you know, it's like
yeah,
that's the ultimate definition of actually procrastination and not being able to be a guy who just takes action right now. You looking at something. Sometimes it's like a business insight. Oh, this is a new AI. Blah blah blah, and I'll be straight in. I'll search it up. I'll either do it now, or if I
yeah,
think if I think it's interesting, I'll usually have like 45 minutes every day or every other day where I go into something and learn something, right? And I'll put it in that block on my list, bang, and then I go straight back to that video, find the link, find the profile, and I'm in there, right? I
yeah.
don't just save and just let it be there because that's just like wasted
Well,
space. What do you think
I
about this?
think I think you're definitely right, and it does not only come down to like reels or social media, like knowledge. If you don't apply it, it's not going to have any effect. Uh, so what I've actually started to do, and I'm testing it right now. So I'm going to give you like the results in a few weeks.
Perfect.
Is that I've used AI. It could be ChatGPT. I also have something called Poppy AI, one of the best AI tools in the entire world. It's not free and it's not sponsored. So yeah, just so you know. But I use that, and then I just copy in my daily routine, my weekly routine, and monthly routine, and then I copy in. Let's say it's a book about, yeah, what could it be? What could it be? Think and Grow Rich.
Atomic Habits. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Atomic Habits. Very good example is that, okay, cool. I have my routine, and then I apply the book. Say, okay, you see this Atomic Habit book? The AI say, yes, I do. It's this, and this. Cool. Break it down for me. All the actionable steps there are. They do. You can do this. Cool. Use this into my daily routine, and it writes me down. Okay, Miguel, you need to. And then of course I've written my goals, so they
It knows.
of course knows exactly where I want to go with my goals, and say, okay, Miguel, if you have this goal, if you want to scale your own business, spend 30 minutes doing exactly what you don't like to do. That if you fear it, because that's exactly what you need to focus on. For me, in my instance, when I started out, it could be sales. I think sales was basically just another word for scamming people. I've learned a lot since, and sales is basically helping people. Um, because sales is everything, it's communication, and I was really not good at it. So I kind of just say, oh, it's not important for me. I do a little bit, not much. This balanced mindset, but I figured, okay, if I want to be the best, apply this atomic habit rule. into sales, so I can learn sales and say, okay, Miguel, you have this routine every evening. I want you to spend 30 minutes studying this topic. The next day, it's another topic in sales.
Yeah.
The next day, it's another. So it basically just gives me a plan. And you can use AI for that. A lot of people use AI to just talk with it like a friend. No, 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 no,
Isn't
no.
that crazy, by the
Don't
way?
do that.
Yeah.
Use AI to, yeah, like include new knowledge and apply it into your life. Put in your
It's a
daily
great tool.
routine, put in your
It's a
goals,
great tool.
put in your problems, find a book and say, okay, that book, the key lessons applied into my life, and just
How
take
can this
action on
become
it.
actionable? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
my goals. This is what I'm doing right now. This is the
And
book I've read.
this is super important. I think most people, uh, when they procrastinate, it's because they're overwhelmed. I can also get like overwhelmed and tend to procrastinate if I have so many things I need to do and say, okay, where do I start? The best thing you can do is just start from the top and say, I complete one thing at a time, just one thing. Maybe I have 10 things on the list, but I start with one thing and just go down slowly. That's a good way for me to break it down. Okay, what do I need to do? Because if I focus a little bit on everything, I have balance and just not going to give me anything. Um, so
Completely. Great point.
yeah,
Like checklist, like it's very simple, but ultimately my day is
like
just completing tasks. It's like a video game where you need to level up your skill points or something and do
you have a
missions or
quest.
tasks. Yeah. Like life being a video game is a completely different episode we have to talk about because this is crazy. Like I remember when I was playing Call of Duty, my first ever Call of Duty 4, I wanted all the skins. I want the gold one. I want the diamond one. I want
Yeah,
everything. And you get
black
all the
matter
gold.
or what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah. But that was Black Ops. But you get all the gold skins in Modern Warfare, and then you unlock the diamond skin, and
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's like next level king stuff, right? But
Were
but
you
but,
more
but
into
basically, yeah.
Were you into Modern Warfare or Black Ops?
Great
That's a
question,
very good
actually.
topic.
Yeah.
I'm Black
Uh,
Ops.
do we have another half an hour?
Yeah.
No, I'm Modern Warfare 100%.
God damn
The,
it.
the reason being that that's where I started. I definitely appreciate Black Ops later in my teenage years. Obviously, we're just reminiscing about the old days now, but we might actually jump on Black Ops or Call of Duty at one point, bro.
Let's take a one-on-one.
And
Winner gets
we'll record it for YouTube.
yeah. What is the win? What am I getting when I'm winning?
Yeah, we need to put something on the line.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Well,
Anyway, I just finished my point about what I was saying was that basically, um, yeah, you want to level up, you want to get all the skins, and you want to just level up in life, and therefore I think it's very important that you focus on these things. As you were saying, of course. Sorry, I got thrown a bit off by the Modern Warfare thing. Now I can only think
yeah, it's
about.
good.
I used to play this Infection. It was called, where it's not zombies, but like there's like last man standing, and everyone else. Basically, we have to talk about this on another episode. A lot of good memories there.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so good. Call of Duty is that's a solid one. That's
hundred
actually
percent.
great childhood memories.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But you know, it's just like a game when we are. That's why the game, of course, Alex Hermosi's podcast and these things. It is like a game. I wake up and I have my list of tasks, my quests, my missions, and I just tick them off, tick, tick, tick. But I only do one at a time. I don't try to go for four different skins at one time. No, if I wanted the gold skin on that gun in Modern Warfare,
Yeah,
I would only use that gun for the next like 10 games until I
exactly. Because
completed that, and then the next. Because if I try to do it too many, it would be too balanced
you,
and too
I mean, yeah, bro. Let's just use Call of Duty. There's
yeah.
probably a
We're
guy or two that
now we're there. Yeah,
like know exactly what we're talking about. If you want to have like a gold skin on your sniper, but you also want it on the knife, you can have it. You can just knife people and snipe people at the same time. You need to use one gun at a time. And in life, in business, with task, if you want to master something, if you want to have more than a balanced life, You need to focus on one thing at a time.
It's very
So
interesting,
when you do
actually.
business, you do business. When you do
Yeah,
sale, you do sale. When you're with family, you're 100% with family. You're not just kind of working on business, kind of being there
kind of
with my
work on
mom.
family
No, no,
balance.
no.
It'll take so long for you to get gold skins on all the guns in that way.
You can't.
Obviously, it's impossible, but it's important to mention that you focus on one of the weapons, one of the guns, right, to get the skin. But you still know how to use the other weapons. You're not gonna go only full on business,
Exactly.
and you don't know how to be around your family. That's
Being
obviously maybe a
capable.
bit too extreme. You got to be capable in all aspects, but focus on one at a time. I think that's very, very important,
Yeah,
and it
I
makes a lot
like
of
that
sense.
analogy.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
really
just
like the
really good.
analogy with skins, because it's so true. How are you going to get diamond if you're using all the weapons at the same time? Spoiler alert, it's impossible. You
It's
can't do it.
impossible.
It's not allowed in the game.
And in the game of life, there's always a next skin, but still, you don't go halfway and get like the, I don't know, the digital camo skin or the ice skin, and then you don't go all the way to diamond. Like, you go all the way. And obviously, in life, there's always a next skin, but you have a milestone and you go to that and complete it, and then you can focus on other things. I think that's very important. So
Yeah,
when I wanted to hit 10K, that was my only goal. My entire life was rolled around hitting 10K. And the same
exactly.
it's been in many other areas, right? If I'm going to a birthday for someone and I want to write them a song, um, or something like that, I'm focused on that. I'm not sitting there. It might take me 20 minutes, but I'm doing that. I'm not trying to do
Yeah,
that while doing other things. It's just limiting my ability to be capable in that aspect. So I completely
yeah,
agree.
absolutely. So to round this off, there's no balance if you want to master anything. I don't know any person, like elite person, those we look up to, even if it's politics, even if it's sports. Have you heard, brother? Have you heard Michael Jordan say that he couldn't play basketball because he also wanted to eat popcorn and ice cream? Because there's obviously balance in life. Have you heard him say that?
No, no, never. Of
Me
course.
neither. And he's
Uh,
considered one of the greatest of all time. Kobe Bryant as well.
Kobe Bryant was in the
Dwayne Wade.
gym 4
Yeah.
a.m. He'd be
Cristiano
back at
Ronaldo.
7. Yeah, yeah,
Messi. Tiger Woods. Um, Floyd Mayweather. Like these guys. I don't, and there's probably also some MMA guys that I don't even know because I'm not that into MMA. But my point is, if you want to be
George St.
good at something,
Pierre.
if you're right here and you want to scale your business, start a business and succeed with it, being able to travel the world with great people, building cool businesses with cool people, there is no balance. You need to take massive action and expect it to be 10 times harder, because then I can promise you that if you just put in the work and say, okay, I have all the numbers here, I do 10 times more than the numbers that is actually
Hmm.
required,
Hmm.
I can guarantee that you're going to get there, because it's just a matter of fact when it comes to numbers and hitting your goals. It's a fact. That's how the world works. So get to work. And I know the people who praise balance, just look at their life. Maybe they are balanced, but if you don't want to live that life, you shouldn't choose balance. You should choose greatness and being unstoppable. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm not unstoppable yet. I'm not the greatest yet, but I'm working towards it every single day. And I'm not perfect. Max, you're not perfect either, but we're just two dudes who want to chase the dreams.
Exactly, man.
Um,
I have one
so
final thought.
yes, go
And
ahead.
that is, like you said, my final thought of today is that when people tell me things, obviously I always think why, who is saying it, why, to who, for what reason. But I always just look at the person. So if I'm meeting someone and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be going to the gym every day, have rest days. And I look at the person physically and they are very obviously obese, right? This has
Yeah.
happened. Seriously, it's happened. And this woman was telling me, you shouldn't be doing that. That's very unhealthy. And sorry, but I almost,
God damn
yeah,
it, Tiger.
yeah, almost cracked up in her face. But she told me that it was unhealthy to go to the gym every day, and So my key takeaway is that when people tell you things, look at them. Like Mikkel just said, if they tell you to do balance, look at their life. Look at them, maybe
Yeah.
not only physically, but also the life they're living. Is that what you want? Do I want to take her version of unhealthy when she's very obviously weighing more than 130 kilo? I mean,
Yeah.
she might be having a reason for that. I'm not neglecting that she may be having a condition or something, but
If she's
black
having
on
the
white,
time of her life,
for
lovely.
for my
Lovely.
perspective, it's not the life I want to live. So regardless of the circumstances that brought her in that situation, it's not valid for me to take her opinion. It's not.
And exactly, I think we covered this a little bit. Just a
Yeah.
final note. If you're stuck and you don't know how to achieve your goals, find a person who have done exactly what you're trying to do and are living your dream life. And most importantly, also have done it in a way that is legit, that you feel like is really cool. So you know that they have good values and great results, and choose that person. Yes, you may invest thousands of dollars, but what does it cost you not knowing how to achieve your dream life? You only have one life. So are you going to waste it, or should we get to work? $1,000, that's someone is making that in a minute. Not to say that it's not a lot of money, but it is. But there's levels to it. So find people that are ahead of you and study them. And literally, if you want to master something, find the 10 best people in your field, study them, study what they're doing, break down exactly what specifically they are doing, and take the best of each, put it into your own life. And yeah, just use time and massive action so you can actually, yeah, have the compound effect. Because I believe that massive action, um, like multiplied with yeah, time, is going to compound and make you unstoppable.
There's a reason we keep on saying these things. Like, there's a reason these are the things we keep on repeating ourselves with massive action. Mimic someone that's already done it. You don't need to invest into a mentor. If you don't have the funds, if you really have €1 in your account, and I was coaching someone actually last week and he is broke. But I told him, mimic the people you want to be. That doesn't cost you $1. Study them. If I wanted to be the best basketball player in the world, I'd study Michael Jordan
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'd study Kobe and I'd study Steph if I was a 3 point, But all these things, like, don't study some YouTuber or some content creator that does gaming videos if you want to live a life. Don't waste your time on that. And you are wasting it because you are looking in that direction, but you want to go that direction. Look the direction you're trying to go, or else you're gonna fall over on some rock or
Yeah,
something. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Keep
yeah.
your
You're gonna
eyes
fall off a
towards the
cliff.
the,
Yeah,
the target. But a lot of people, they no joke, they will be walking that way and looking this way. So they'll be
yeah. It's
bang, and they'll fall
so
right on their
stupid.
face, and they'll
Yeah,
say,
so
"Oh, that was a
stupid.
rock's fault." Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, so stupid. That is also another talk. But yeah, anyway, boys and girls, men and women, those in between. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. So basically, Max, where can people find us if they want to learn more? Both you, but also me, and also this podcast. Where are we located?
First and foremost, Rodeo Talk, wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, YouTube. We're
Yes.
also getting on to, I don't think we are, there's some new platforms as well we need to share too. So we're going to make sure that's shared as well. But the Rodeo Talk, we got 8 episodes out now. This will be our ninth, and they all, in my opinion, have a very unique um, value to offer. We try and listen to what you guys say. I've been having some feedback about, for example, getting into the digital world. People around me that are working their jobs, like, how can I start this journey? So that's a topic we're going to pull up, and you guys keep on giving the feedback. We'll be keeping on delivering the value based on that. Yeah, my Instagram, Max Rooney, YouTube as well for some longer videos, but the Rodeo Talk on Instagram as well. Give it a follow, and
Yeah.
we'll keep on dropping bangers. How about yourself? Where
Exactly.
can people find you, brother?
Yeah. Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Mikkel Winslow. So if you have any questions for me or Max, please send us a DM, and we will reply with a good video to help you level up in life and chase your rodeo.
Your name should be Mikkel Win Fast, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I can blame that on my ancestors. I like it a little bit, you know.
That's great.
Speed is everything, but when you're just slowly fucking winning, becoming better and better, it's a grind. So yeah, maybe I can change it.
The
Maybe
Danish
not.
meaning is way
Yeah.
cooler, but people have to
Find
understand.
out in next episode if I have to change my last name.
All right.
Anyways, see you in the next episode. It was a banger. And stay unbalanced and chase your dream.
100%.